masses first took note of this very talented actress as Cousin Pam on The Cosby Show. You remember? And at 17 years old, she toured the world with the Royal Shakespeare Company in the groundbreaking play, The Mahabharata.
Listen to me. I know that love is a woman's affliction, and the time has come for me to suffer. I have chosen your brother, Bhima. If he rejects me, I die.
Already into it. Later, she famously owned the role of Maxine Shaw in the hit comedy show Living Single.
Oh, Khadija, come on. You're a young black woman with a college degree running your own business. You dismiss the odds every day. Now, this game is no different. You really think I can win?
Her TV credits also included Wu-Tang and American Saga, Run the World, Black Lightning, and Last Man Standing. Get Out, Deja Vu, The Long Walk Home are just a few of her films. Most recently, she appeared in the Academy Award-winning film American Fiction. And
it's definitely a career worth celebrating. And this weekend, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, aka BAM, will be highlighting Erika Alexander's 40 years in show business with a mid-career retrospective. So joining us this morning is the woman of the hour, Erika Alexander. We are not worthy.
You know, you guys make me feel so good. I don't even need to say anything. Let me lead.
Just talk. I mean, I feel like
seriously.
Oh no, Hazel, this is great.
How has it been 40 years? I'm looking at you. You have not aged at all. First of all,
thank you, Mamacita.
But
well,
when you look back at your career,
how about that?
Do you ever just like it's surreal, isn't it? It's just like, oh my gosh, I did that.
Yeah, it feels good. Listen, I'm honored to be able to sit in front of you and talk and say that I'm having a mid-career retrospective. But I started really young. I started when I was 14. I started when I was at Freedom Theater. My mother put me in a performing arts class. It was a 6-week course, and in the 5th week, a Merchant Ivory film, a movie came to town looking for brown and black girls, and I got the role. And then that started me on my way. And I have to say, they also just renamed the street after me in front of New Freedom Theater.
I love it.
Let's give it props. And my instructors, Johnny Hobbs and Gail Leslie, and those people who started me off were there to say kind words. My mother was there. So this is Broad and Master Erika Alexander Way. So come on. How about that? I'm gratified by this life. And I'm really happy to talk about the communities that poured into me.
I love it.
You know, if you can look back for us, what was your very first paid acting job?
It was it was called My Little Girl. It was a movie with the great James Earl Jones and Ann Muir. That's Ben Stiller's mother. And they found me. They auditioned hundreds of girls. I think J-Lo, was one of her first films. And a lot of the students there were also in the film. So that's my first paying gig. And then after that, just after that, I was in something called the Mahabharata. You mentioned that. And that was a world tour that went around the world with the great impresario Peter Brook. And we opened at BAM, and that's the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Yeah, that used to be.
Circle.
Well, it was it's the Harvey now, but it was the Majestic then. And so Peter Brook wanted to start in a new space, and so he did. We did the tour. That was a year and a half. We did the movie in Paris. Jean-Claude Carrier was the writer. Then we came back, and I started my run 5 plays off Broadway at the Public Theater.
Wow.
And you were how old?
By then, I was 18. I just turned 18. I started when I was 17 because I
toured.
Well, yes.
The
Royal Shakespeare Company. That was their production. When I came back, I was in NYU. I dropped out of NYU to do that. I came back and I did Joseph Platt's last play, The Forbidden City. And he asked me, he said, Erika, what do you want to do? I think I want to produce. He said, you don't need to go to school to do that. Just find something and make it. And so I kept acting. My father had been sick. My mother needed, the assistance and the help. I was glad to do it. And then that's when Living Single found me. And the great character of Max. Wow. I go and do that. But by the way, in between that was a Cosby Show and all these other things. Long Walk Home with Whoopi. So.
When you look at this, did it all just like flash by you? Because like now, American Fiction is what you're most known for now, most recently, winning numerous awards. I mean,
how about that?
Wow.
Nominated for 5 Oscars, a Cord Jefferson, one Jeffrey Wright. That's a big deal. That's the fuel that's, on it now that's propelling me. But no, I had no idea. I mean, you just try to remain relevant by doing good work. But over time, I also had to learn new skill sets. I became a producer, director, a writer. I started Color Farm Media, which is my production company. We did Finding Tamika. We got a DuPont Columbia Award for that. And then also, you know, I co-directed a documentary about reparations called The Big Payback with Whitney Dow. So
And that kind of brings me to my question. Like, your choices have been so intentional. And I think that's part of why your career resonates the way it does. What goes into your process of choosing a film, a doc, or anything?
I don't know, Justin. You know, people find you. Let's just say, you know, hopefully the energy and the path is clear and people find you, and I think that's what happened to me. Certainly that's what happened to me with Peter Brook. I didn't know that that would happen. I think he looked at me and saw that I was raw and that it maybe had potential. You need people to believe in you, and that was back in the day when people believed in developing talent, you know, so I came at a good time. But I have to also say that I tried to make good choices, and the choices also found me.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy.
I love it. Your career is like a career with a purpose.
Ooh, Hazel. I love you. I love you for that.
Sincerely though.
Thank
Do you feel that way in a sense?
You know, love, I do. I think that you're seeing my mother come through. My mother, I'm the child of 2 orphans. They had to have purpose. They had 6 kids. My father was a Kojic preacher. The German Lutherans found him, sent him to the Lutheran Theological Seminary in Philadelphia. That's why we were there. That gave us newer opportunities. Then I was at Girls High, Philadelphia High School for Girls. They train leaders. That's what we're doing now, hopefully with Color Farm Impact, which is my my nonprofit. We are trying to train the leaders of tomorrow. I've had this face for 40 years, and so I've grown into it, and I've had people like Stacey Abrams from Georgia and Ayanna Pressley, Congresswoman, come to me say that they went into law, into politics because of Maxine Shaw.
Wow.
We did data study called the Maxine Shaw Effect. Go to MaxineShawEffect.com. Yes, and now a curriculum that is going to be in schools.
Because of you.
That is incredible.
Because of a life. So purpose
Yes.
matters. And Yvette Lee Bowser, who's a creator, she's purposeful. She's partnered in on those things. We didn't do it alone. The Langston League, they're purposeful. There's Erika Buddington. She wrote the pedagogy. You have these people, and we're creating collaborations. So really, it's a matter of everyone around you having purpose and you being smart enough to have those partnerships, and then, you know, we all do it together.
I mean, you have a platform and you've taken full advantage of it.
Come on, how about that? And BAM, they're going to be doing 2 screenings. They're going to do Long Walk Home on this Friday, the 27th, the 28th is American Fiction. And then afterwards, by the way, Lynn Nottage is going to do the Talk Back.
Wow.
That's the Pulitzer Prize winning author. And Bevy Smith is going to do the Talk Back on American Fiction. But I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to screen 2 fan favorite living singles and do live commentary after the screening. So everybody has to go. Yes, go to colorfarmimpact.org for those tickets. Please get those tickets and come out. We're going to have a lot of fun.
And we will have a link on our website.
Oh, absolutely.
To make sure
please.
you guys can find those tickets.
You guys are like great. Can I stay?
Oh, yes.
I want you to say, please don't go.
Recognition well deserved. Erika, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you,
It is really
Thank
an
you.
honor
Yes.
to meet
Thank
you.
you. It's my
It really
honor.
is.
And thank you for all that you do, because all of this matters. And frankly, people don't know how hard you work and the work that you do with spreading the words about the community. And I think this is a community. The media community is important to me. So thanks for supporting me.